This is Tin Caps Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Back here on Tin Caps on Deck, presented by Hoopy Insurance Services. Just a week away from the trade deadline, and Fort Wayne right now on the cusp, up against the top team in the Eastern Division, trying to see a second-half playoff push. Jaden Taylor here alongside the manager in Jonathan Mathews. I think the easiest way to describe this team this season has been resilient. A couple tough losses on Wednesday and Thursday last week. But you guys win 3 in a row to win your first series of the second half, and especially Friday was in emphatic fashion.
Yeah, resilient, I think, is a perfect word to describe this group. You know, you mentioned to me one time about how many of our wins have come from behind, and it's a vast majority of them. So, yeah, this group has kind of showed that not only within a game, but also within a week.
Zach Evans specifically on Sunday goes up there in the 8th inning, finally drives his first home run in over a month over the left field wall. How big was that for Zach?
Really big, and awesome teammate, great guy in the clubhouse. Everybody roots for him, so I was happy for him. I joked with him after the game. I gave him a bunt sign earlier in the week that he didn't execute and didn't look very good trying. So he came up in that spot, and I was tempted to bunt him. I didn't. He hits a 2-run homer. So maybe the failed bunt execution early in the week paid off for us.
Justin Acricio's also been red hot, been one of the most consistent hitters in the entirety of the Midwest League across the last month. You've worked really for him to be in that lineup pretty much every single day. How has he shown his consistency across the last month plus to kind of be that spark plug in this lineup?
Yeah, actually, I just called him in today to see how he was doing because I told him, I said, basically, dude, you get Mondays off. So he's been in there. He's at the top of the lineup basically every night, playing shortstop now for the most part. And, yeah, what a good baseball player, I guess is how I would describe him. He's smart. He makes the plays he's supposed to make. He's a good hitter. He's a ton of line drives, but then also he'll jump ship once in a while. I think he's got 10 or 12 homers. So just a really good baseball player. And, yeah, you're going to see his name at the top of the lineup most nights.
Ryan Weideman at the top of the lineup a couple of times this season as well. He led the Midwest League in hits this past week as well as stolen bases. It feels like he's a little more comfortable in taking that extra bag. Now about a month here to the high A level. What did you see from Ryan last week?
Yeah, I think, and I've mentioned this before, that's a big jump from Lake Elsinore to here. And I think he's kind of figuring out now how to go about stealing a base at the right time. I think it's not as haphazard, I guess, so to speak, as it is at some of the lower levels. So guys pay more attention to him. The catchers throw better here. So, yeah, the fact that he's kind of catching on to that has been very encouraging, and obviously getting a ton of hits. He has the speed thing going for him. So, even on balls that, wouldn't be a hit for the normal person, he can beat out infield hits. And so, yeah, it's a really nice week for him last week.
Here, Tin Caps manager in Jonathan Mathews. Final thing offensively for him. It's been 4 straight games now. You've got a different guy in the cleanup spot, whether it's been Luke Cantwell, Kavaris Steers, Jack Costello. How have you seen that role become flexible?
Yeah, I think other than those kind of top 2 spots, it's kind of all hands on deck depending on, I don't know, what I have for breakfast that morning. Sometimes I do it, a lot of the time I do it based on who we're facing that night. I try to split our left-handers up so we don't have too many lefties in a small pocket in case the opposing team has some left-handed relievers. So I look at all those things, and then other than that, if I feel like somebody's swinging the bat a little bit better, then they're going to be kind of closer to the top of the lineup to see if we can get them more at-bats.
On the pitching side, Miguel Mendez gets a minor league rehab appearance today. Luis Gutierrez will do the same thing tomorrow. 2 guys that were arguably the best 2 starters here in Fort Wayne last season. How do you feel they can come back here, not only get their work in, but showcase kind of what it's like being one of the top-end starters in the system?
Yeah, there are 2 very good pitchers. They're going to be on limited pitch counts with us here this week, but the fact that they both pitched in Fort Wayne and they know what it's like to be a tin cap, I don't get the feeling that they're just going to come in here and treat it like a rehab assignment. I think they've worn this uniform before, and I think they're excited about being here. I know they're excited about getting back on the mound, but I don't look for anything other than how well they competed here last year.
This group is 4 games back after Great Lakes lost their series last week up against the Lansing Lugnuts. Is this kind of one of the biggest series you're going to see on the calendar in the back half of the season?
I would say so. I mean, everybody's kind of chasing these guys, and they have a good baseball team. I look up and down the roster. It's a bunch of good players. They have good position players, good pitching. So, yeah, but the short answer is yes. It's a very important series for us if we're going to make a playoff push. So, we're looking forward to 7:05 tonight.
It can be the dog days of summer at times for this group. Seeing the importance of this series, what's the conversation to this squad to make sure their A game is ready to go?
Yeah, I have been extremely happy with how the clubhouse has been all year. We've had rough stretches, and the clubhouse was upbeat, and we've had good stretches, and the clubhouse was the same. So it hasn't been this roller coaster ride as far as the way the guys go about their business. So I don't expect anything different this week. Not big on giving rah-rah speeches. And this group's a bunch of pros, and so I kind of expect the same sort of mentality that they've had all year.
Sounds good. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Starting lineup's first pitch coming up next here on Tin Caps on Deck.
Podcasts by Federated Media.